Pop the popcorn, grab a Coke, and find that old VHS. We're diving deep in cheesy flicks. Yeah, we're on a vintage quest. Low reviews but high on laughs. Let's give these films a cheer. The cult classics, flops, and duds, there are topics this year. We're the Ejectables, rolling back the years, celebrating movies that no one else cheers. From backhand juice to epic fails, we say it's all good. We're the Ejectables, yeah, we're misunderstood.
Welcome to the Ejectables, the show where movie enthusiasts Bill, Ian, and Joe join forces with a rotating weekly guest to films that the critics and our audience have panned or have left behind. We don't have a guest with us tonight, so it's just Ian, Bill, and myself, but we're going to have a good time. Ian tonight is going to talk about The 13th Warrior. I'm going to talk about American Ninja, and Bill is going to talk about modern romance. So welcome to the show. Welcome, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, everyone.
So
thanks for having us.
Yeah, anytime. So, Ian, I hear you did The 13th Warrior. Can you tell me why you love this film or why you think that it's been unfairly panned, etc.?
Okay, so yes, I've rewatched The 13th Warrior with Antonio Banderas, directed by John McTiernan. It was the film's about an educated, worldly Arab who runs into a ragtag group of Vikings, and he somehow gets roped up and made their 13th warrior to fight this group of savage, monstrous soldiers to protect this small Viking village. So that's the story, essentially. And what I like about this movie is its epic 80s kind of vibe. You know, it's John McTiernan who did Die Hard and Predator, who, I mean, those are epic action 80s movies or 80s action movies. And this one has that great epic look. The music is great. The acting is great. It's just a lot of fun. As the Village Voice said, it's a slab of action movie man meat, which...
That's what I call you.
That's my nickname.
Yeah.
You can use it online, too.
Yes. Under instead of Ian, we're going to have that quote for you.
Action movie man meat. Hello.
Ooh,
it's a lot of fun. I mean, I'm not saying it's the best movie ever. This movie was made, I forget what, like 97?
99, yeah.
It got shelved for 2 years because supposedly it was screened by the studio and they said it's unwatchable, so they shelved it. They got rid of McTiernan. They brought in Michael Crichton, who wrote the novel Eaters of the Dead, to rework it, do some reshoots. And he made a whole new soundtrack, brought in Jerry Goldsmith, and that's the film we end up seeing, which is a lot of fun. I went in expecting a piece of junk given its history. And I think, you know, if you're just in the mood for kind of brainless, you know, swords and sandals fun, this is the movie. And I imagine somewhere out there, there's a great 4-hour cut, which we'll never see probably, but it's a good film.
I thought it was beautifully shot. I love Michael Crichton. He's my hero. I mean, and John McTiernan, I didn't know he got thrown off. That must have been the beginning of the end because he did Rollerball after that, and that's what landed him in prison. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, this is definitely better than Rollerball. I'll give you that.
What a fall from grace. I guess.
Yeah, I know.
So he did Hunt for October, Die Hard with a Vengeance, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Then he did this one, I guess.
And then I think he did this one. He had Medicine Man somewhere in there. And
that was a tough shoot. Yeah.
His last one was Basic, which was not a bad movie.
Yeah, that's not a bad movie either. That could be one of the movies on the Ejectables as well.
Yeah.
He's such a great film photographer. It's a shame what happened to him. And when I saw the preview, I was like, this movie's going to be a big hit. And then it just died.
Yeah. I waited for it forever and it never came out. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
and
I remember. Yeah.
It has some wonky CGA in like the first 5 in the first 5 minutes. But if you get past that, I think you got a good epic film. Joe, did you watch it?
I did watch it. And it's not my film, but I can appreciate the story. It I guess ties to Beowulf, does it not?
Yes, that's right.
Which is always nice to hear.
And I love the Zemeckis Beowulf as well. We should do that one as well. That was an awesome one.
I
rewatched that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Banderas was very, very good. I thought his acting was quite excellent in this. For
Really?
Sure. Yeah.
I thought across the board the acting was great.
So why didn't it connect? Why didn't it connect with people?
Cheesy. I mean, some of it, I think the other actors were a bit cheesy. Would you not say?
I mean, it's sort of those broad action movie stereotypes, but I thought they were all likable. Why didn't it connect? Maybe I think because it ended up being it was shelved and they didn't have much confidence in it, so they didn't want to invest too much in trying to advertise it. So I think a lack of push.
I saw the trailer all the time, man. They were really pushing it through touch.
I think for 2 years we saw the trailer and it never came out, and then eventually came, and then we're like, oh, it disappeared for a while.
How old is the book that it's based on? When did Michael Crichton write that?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Let's see. Eaters of the Dead was a 1976 novel.
Oh,
Wow.
It's old. I didn't realize it was that old.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were scraping the bottom of the barrel for near the end.
But this movie cost $160 million to make and made $32 million. I don't know if
that must have.
And in 1999, that must have been like a $300 million movie.
That's crazy.
I wonder if big heads rolled over that.
McTiernan's career did.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
when you say it ended, does that mean nobody wanted to work with him after this flop?
He got very few. Well, he got Rollerball, which was huge. Why would they give him Rollerball after this?
Well, he's still I mean, dude, the guy has Predator,
And
Die Hard, Hunt for October, Die Hard with a Vengeance.
True.
And they, and then fortunately Rollerball was fraught with drama and he ended up going to jail for that. But
What? I don't even know that.
yeah, so he there was like Anthony Palicano, the fixer, tapped the phone of the producer, all this drama over this terrible movie. And then when John McTiernan was on the stand, he perjured himself and he went to jail for like 8 months. It's crazy.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, cool.
I mean, there are people beheading people in Los Angeles, but I guess he's going to jail for 8 months over.
Oh,
and Anthony Palicano went to jail for like 10 years,
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you see Basic released in 2003?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
At the theater. That was pretty good. I was surprised how decent that was. Yeah. I don't remember it at all. I just remember going, that was decent.
A lot of good dialogue there also. But William Wisher wrote the first draft of the 13th Warriors. So it's like, what could go wrong? And apparently the marketing of the 13th Warrior did go wrong.
But there's maybe some great cut out there that we never saw. Like, it seems like there could be a great 3-hour cut, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, can you imagine how much tape they have?
What's that?
They started Can you imagine how much tape they have? They started filming in 97, and they could not get their shit together with this. Yeah.
So was this after Zorro or before Zorro? Because he was the big star after Zorro. And then
think it was before. Yeah, Zorro was 98 or 99.
And he did Desperado. Yeah.
Desperado was before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying a pretty big star for such a big budget. Like, what did he prove himself in? Yeah, it's nuts. Well, I like the movie. This was a good pick, Ian. Very well shot.
Yeah, it was a good.
And it's very hard to find a Blu-ray of it. That's crazy.
Yeah, I have it on iTunes.
Yeah, it's very hard to find. So, Joe, what was your pick?
Mine was American Ninja. And American Ninja, just so I remember correctly, I want to say 87.
85, I believe.
Oh, it was 85.
Yes.
Yes, 85. Yeah, an hour and 30 minutes of pure fun and joy. I can't tell you all the things I like about this. I think that, Michael Dudikoff is just fantastic. And I think his story is actually really, really good. I mean, this poor guy is scapegoated. He saves everybody's asses when the other ninjas come, and because he's in the military and he's protecting the other people that are on the base, and he's scapegoated. They're like, oh yeah, this wouldn't have happened. We lost 3 guys because of you. He saved their asses. So it was sort of like the theme of the many weak against the one strong. They totally scapegoat him. He takes it on the chin. He manages to fashion a relationship with like this general's daughter. I think he was the general. And the action sequences are beautiful. Like, you see these ninjas that are in midair and they're all synchronized. I mean, I thought that it was beautifully, beautifully shot. I thought that his character was great because he's this really, really tough guy. But then when he talks, it's like a whisper.
I know he's got this wimpy voice. I was like, oh, I relate to that.
Well, no, that's the funny thing. It first is a very, very weak, quiet voice, like talk just like a whisper. And then when he does talk, it's actually a little squeaky.
Yeah,
Which is so endearing, I think, right? He's gorgeous. He's really strong. He can kick anybody's ass.
he's got that manly, tough scowl, and then he talks.
He does, and then he talks.
He reminds me of you, Ian, with that scowl.
Is that good?
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I loved everything about this. I loved the girl in it. What is her name?
Her name's Judy Arson, and she was in Weird Science, and I was like,
yes, that's right.
She was the one of the best parts of Weird Science. And I was like, how do I know this person?
I've never seen Weird Science.
You have to. Maybe I'll make that a film.
Yeah, next week, Ian's seeing Weird Science. Everyone. It's compared to Samurai Cop. This was Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect.
It's a canon movie, and if you want to hear the history of the movie, there's an amazing documentary called Electric Boogaloo: The Story of Canon Films, and you can find it on Tubi sometimes. It comes and it goes, and Golden Globus produced it. And for a Canon film, this is like one of the best ones. The best movie that Canon produced was Runaway Train, and that was a complete accident. Yeah, it was a complete accident. This is the second best one, next to Mission in Action Part 2.
That's John Voight and Eric Roberts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Dudikoff, how many American Ninjas did they do after this?
I think there's 3 in total, right?
Oh, yeah. They like this.
Oh, my God. American Ninja 6 is coming out. Yeah, let me see exactly.
Yeah, but with Dudikoff, if Dudikoff,
with Dudikoff, let me see.
Please don't do any more of them.
He has to be like 80 now.
I got to be honest with you. Okay, this is better than Samurai Cop, which isn't saying a whole lot. This clearly has that's the best shot of the movie of Samurai Cop. It's I loved this when I was 12. Came out in 85. I was 12 something, maybe 13. I loved it. I thought it was the coolest movie, and I started watching it for this today, and I realized I was not enjoying it, and I didn't want to be cruel to my 12-year-old self who still loves it. So in respect to my young me, I didn't continue.
Okay.
Well,
I'll do
it. The only problem movie, I've met many ninjas in my lifetime, and I feel like this movie is not an accurate representation of an American ninja.
Oh,
he had no martial arts training.
Did he not?
He didn't. They wanted
real life
for the role.
Yeah, wow. Isn't that amazing? Because it didn't look like they did much body doubling, but he was great because he had to do. I wonder if he got hurt in this film.
He jumped on dirt a lot.
He what?
He jumped onto dirt a whole lot.
He certainly did. Yeah. I thought it was very, very well. Like he looked like a martial artist to me. So Ian, there was some really true to life things here, and I do want to question why you may not have appreciated certain facets of this great film. So in the flashback, we find out where he came from. So he was just like this kid, and he was growing up, and he actually met this mentor, and the mentor wound up teaching him certain things. And then there was an explosion. He lost his memory, but he remembered bits and pieces of what his mentor had taught him. And the big thing in the flashback, what we learn is that he was taught self-control and inner peace, and to focus on the senses and to not be tripped up, which, if you think about it, that's really all we need to do as human beings, globally, universally, always and forever. Would you not agree that he exemplifies that fact of human nature in a very artful way?
I think you just saved our audience from watching the movie. You gave them the best part.
and I think it was like Jerry Maguire ripped that off as well.
It did feel, I was reminded of Jerry Maguire watching this.
Yeah, I know, right?
How? When am I?
It's the ninjas on the palm trees. That was very Jerry Maguire.
I like the shot of the 5 ninjas, and obviously it's filmed in Calabasas.
Sliding down the tree.
Yeah. But I agree. I think it's a good pick compared to Samurai Cop. This was a good pick. It was fun, Joe. I'm going to give you some props here.
I give
Thank
you I give you props too, because it was better than Samurai Cop.
Oh, I'm really glad. I'm really glad.
I made it further into this one.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
take it. I'll take it. Bill, you did Modern Romance. Talk to me about this flick. Us about this flick.
So Albert Brooks is a genius. My favorite movie of all time is Defending Your Life.
Mhm.
This is his second movie that he wrote with his partner, Monica Johnson. And it was filmed for Columbia Pictures. And it's was Stanley Kubrick's favorite movie. And after Stanley Kubrick watched the movie, he would call Albert Brooks at all hours of the night because he lived in England at the time. It's a movie about obsession and relationships and how things can go wrong. And it's sometimes it's really true to heart. Other times it's annoying. Has one of the funniest scenes I've ever seen. I don't want to spoil it for people that should go see it. But there's a scene when Albert Brooks is talking to his buddy Bruce Kirby on the phone, and it's one of the best scenes ever. At the time, yeah, he was the editor, yeah, and James L. Brooks, the famous writer, director, and executive producer of The Simpsons, plays the film director. Catherine Harold, who's the female in the movie, she's amazing. She really should have had a bigger career. She's actually a therapist in Santa Monica now.
Oh, really? She was great.
Yeah, she was awesome.
Wasn't she good?
She was so good.
Yeah, she was getting Into the Night, which will be one of my other picks down the road.
Yeah.
But yeah, Albert Brooks is a genius. His first movie was Real Life. Then he did Modern Romance, and then Lost in America. And then, why are you laughing?
I was just thinking of the Quaalude scene. Go ahead.
It was so good. I
yeah.
loved it. It's so good.
Yeah, it's too real sometimes, but
He's kind of a jerk. His character's kind of a jerk and a little bit creepy at times, but
and his brother played the guy in the running store, and everyone when they go through a breakup, like they join a gym. It's really hilarious and how they take advantage of people with their new lives.
Was Brooks' brother in the running store?
Yeah, Joe Einstein, who
he was great.
Yeah, he
was
was
so
super
good.
there. Yeah,
So good.
Why?
And then,
I'm sorry.
And then also brings up a time in LA where LA was like a middle class city where you could have a house if you're an editor, and you could have a house if you're a bank rep and stuff like that. I love those early 80s movies about Los Angeles.
My question is, why is this in the Ejectables? Because I see on Rotten Tomatoes, it has a high audience and review score. Was it ejectable to anyone?
Well, people don't know about it, and it's definitely under the radar. Rotten Tomatoes can kiss my ass, to be honest. So I don't really go by that. But to me, as a movie that people would eject because they're like, what is this small movie about a guy breaking up with a girl and getting back together and breaking up, and it's about his neuroses.
I had never seen it, and I loved it.
Kubrick loved it. George Kennedy was amazing in it. I can't recommend it more, and it's on Tubi if you have that app. So
yeah, I thought it was really, really good. I mean, from the beginning, I loved the psychology. So they're in this diner, right? And he's always breaking up with her, and she seems somewhat like detached, like she isn't, but she knows he does this. Like he tries to break up with her all the time. So they're at this diner, they're ordering food, and here he goes again. He's like, something's wrong. We need to talk. And she's like, can we talk about this later? Because she's just so used to him like breaking up with her, and then he needs her more than she needs him, clearly, and she knows this. So she's coming from this like more. It's funny that she's a psychologist in real life because she's coming from this like objective point of like, okay, here's my boyfriend again. He's trying to break up with me because he's a freaking mess. And he's projecting all his problems on our relationship when really that's probably like one of the only things that are actually going right in his life.
Very good point, Joe. That's a great point.
I thought it was super cool that she did that. And then he pushes it. So he decides that he's going to talk about it at dinner. And then she calls his bluff. She's like, all right, I'm done. She leaves. And the fact that the Quaalude scene, I absolutely loved. So he calls this chick and he's like, oh yeah, no, I really like you. She's like, you do?
She's Rolodex.
She's like, I didn't even think you liked me at all.
I feel bad for her.
Oh, I felt terrible for her. Yeah, I think she took it. She took it on the chin when he shows up, and it's like disaster. But I thought it was really well done. He is brilliant.
He is brilliant.
He really is brilliant. Comedian for sure. Yeah,
That
really
opening line, like you were saying, like when he just says, he's like, I don't feel good lately. I don't know what it is, but it's probably us. It's just, what a great opening. And then the epilogue at the end is brilliant.
Yeah.
And the opening scene takes place in a restaurant in LA that was awesome. It was called Hamburger Hamlet. There's none anymore.
Oh,
and
that
so
like great diner.
Yeah, it was on Sunset and Doheny, that one. Did you lived in LA, Ian, right?
Yeah, for like 8 years. I don't remember that. But yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love the early 80s architecture. I love the sushi restaurant and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, Stanley Kubrick loved it. He said it was the best movie about not stalking. He says about insecurity he's ever seen.
It was
as a filmmaker. And not super well shot, simple as all heck, the Quaalude scene. I mean, it's crazy. It's all just one shot. I think he was improvising as well,
It was so good.
He's brilliant. He's really, really brilliant. That was a very convincing scene. That was just great. Yeah.
Good pick, Bill. Like, thank you for getting me to watch this.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Very good pick. Yeah.
So so you can find American Ninja on Tubi, and then for 13th Warrior, it's not available on Blu-ray. You're gonna have to iTunes that sucker. And then if you want to watch Modern Romance, you got to go to Tubi.
Yeah. So check out those films, everybody at home, and you'll enjoy them. I think you'll especially enjoy American Ninja, of course, but also 13th Warrior and
Modern Romance is the winner this week.
Yeah,
there we go. Modern Romance is the winner.
It is.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining us at home. Be sure to like and subscribe and follow us for future updates. Bye-bye.
Awesome. Bye, guys.
Thanks, everybody.